What's up YouTube, it's Louis here. I hope you're well. I'm finally back with the Quant update. We're looking at the monthly time frame. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe and comment. I want to see the new faces in the comments. If you appreciate that I'm finally back, let me know down in the comments as well if you're a returning subscriber. Of course, we're trying to hit 3.2k subs. Let's try and do that today, guys, because we're really pushing for 4k soon. So let's try and get to 3.2k today. And Quant is basically up around 94% in the last month since the low over here down at $36. We've actually pumped up 176% at the close, and then we actually have gone up as high as 217%, which is absolutely insane. Yes, we can see that we did close below the 12 EMA, so of course this is basically signaling, yep, we want to continue lower, but I just don't think we're going to put in that lower low. I think we're going to put in a higher low, and then we're going to continue, and we'll take a look at this in a bit more detail today. So we'll get go to the weekly and bring the drawings back on. You can see we've reclaimed the 12 and the 20, and we're running into the 55 and the 69 at the moment as resistance. So we don't always need all these EMAs, to be honest. I'd rather have the chart like this. I like the 200 EMA. We can see on the weekly time frame the 200 EMA, which usually signals the bottom on the weekly time frame. You can see we actually haven't closed below, so basically meaning that for the moment our psychological support, this previous resistance $50, is the bottom. We've got an amazing confluence. Basically it's a previous resistance with multiple occasions of taps. We've got obviously support on different occasions. We've got the 200 EMA as well as it being a psychological level $50. So yeah, so many reasons why this is a strong support at the moment, and we've reclaimed that low. Do you remember that, guys? This $84 range, 84 to 150. And if you were back here on the channel back in January, I told you all over here that we're going to see lower lows, and no one believed me. Everyone's laughing at me. And again over here I said, yes, if we break above we can validate a W. I'm always giving you both examples, but I'm saying as long as we're actually not above it, then we can't say $70 is invalidated. So as long as we're below this previous 150 psychological resistance, as long as we're below it as resistance, we should make a lower low. We should go to $70 because it's this head and shoulders patterns target on the daily time frame, I think it was. And then when we actually met that $70 target, I was like, no guys, we've still got more targets to the downside at $50, $40 and maybe even $30 in the $35 area. But you can see we went down as low as around $37, sorry. But yeah, holding $50 as the exact support. So it's nice to see that. And then we've reclaimed this low, and all we're doing is retesting that as support. So it's good to see that on the weekly time frame you have confirmed this level that we had to reclaim if we want to see higher prices. This is what's keeping us below at the moment, below 150. So that's what Quant is really trying to do, is trying to get up to 150. And the reason is because we're back in this range. Everything is ranges, so this is your range low and this is your range high. So when we lost this support over here, that's why I was able to tell you we're going to come down to around 70, and then I was able to say no, we're actually going to come back to 50 because we're taking it level by level. So our first target was in and around here, the $70 area, and then the target below the previous resistance hit, and you can see we went into we actually tapped all of the bodies over here with that wick, but we closed above, like on the wicks basically. So let's get rid of all those drawings. If you're appreciating today's update, how much free value I'm giving you, again, if you want me to just brainwash you to read the charts like me, I teach you all of this in my education. I do have 2 slots open at the moment for my mentorship, so if you're interested, go get them before the end of the week, at the end of this next week. And if you just want the course, that's available whenever at a much cheaper price. Just head over to my Twitter, it's the link down below in the description, or I can just tell you it's Louis_crypto, just literally my YouTube name with an underscore in between. And then yeah, just private message me there. Now if we continue over here, now that we've confirmed it as support with this spinning top, of course what's more than likely to happen is to try and fill in this wick first. So we could expect a little bit of a dump. We need to obviously hold this $84, $83 support on the weekly time frame. So yeah, we could go below, but we want to close above it. So yeah, just like this candle where we were below, we did go as low as 77, but we closed at 102. So that's amazing. Now if we're taking this taking a look at this on the daily time frame, again, all we need to do on the weekly is close above this 55, and then we should continue to the 150, because that is our range high. This is the range low, and that is the range high. Now that this is support, we should go to the range high. You've broken above resistance. It was resistance. You were closing below it. So right there, the bears should have taken power. We rejected the 20 EMA. We're below it. The 20 EMA is the continuation moving average. I spoke about this in yesterday's Bitcoin update. Go check out yesterday's Bitcoin update. There's so many of you watching this that are not subscribed and not watching the Bitcoin update. Even if you are a subscriber, I know not a lot of you are watching the Bitcoin updates. Guys, that's the most important video out of any video. I don't care if you're only in Quant. I don't own any Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is the most important coin to me. When I look at analysis, when I'm buying my own coins, I'm buying it in terms of Bitcoin's price. Bitcoin determines what's going on in this market. Yes, Quant was the first one out. US Quant was the one to pump the most, but it wouldn't have pumped at all if Bitcoin hadn't been near a bottom, if you know what I mean. But we just had an alt season since then, which I spoke about on the Quant Bitcoin chart, if I can find that here. So yeah, look at that, oh, beautiful, literally target met. So I didn't even realize that, guys, but you can see we've been pulled like a magnet over the last few weeks. Like I've called it since this breakout. This was a first tech. Obviously you're trying to retrace back to the 1 fib level, back to here, but you're going to run into the golden pocket at the moment. So this is a big resistance for Quant, and that's why we haven't really seen Quant move at all. That's why if we go back to Quant, I've been saying, when we topped out here, I said Quant is not going to move, guys. Move your coins into other alts that haven't moved yet. Because once, obviously, we ran into the weekly 55, this is basically saying we should go in a downtrend. We should get rejected here and actually lose this low, because this is a double brick wall. You see, in a bull market, whenever you hit this 55 hit, when we first ever got above it and held it as support, look what it did. Look at that massive pump over here. When we held support, look at the massive pump here. You came back for it for support. Look at the pump afterwards, and eventually it got weaker and weaker and you lost it. So here we ran into it as resistance. So that means we should expect a lower low. That's what we got. And here, that's what should happen as well. But again, it's going to get weaker and weaker over time. And that's why I believe, because you bottomed out here and we're above this 200 weekly EMA actually signals the actual trend. And as long as we're above it as support, you're in a uptrend. So I think all we're doing is running up into resistance after this first wave up, and we're just coming back for a wave 2 pullback before breaking it, but hopefully holding $83. Of course, you can see already on the chart, if we take a look at the daily time frame now, we do have a technical target down to this previous double bottom neckline, and the reason is we never saw this back tested as support with red candles. Can you see we broke out and never came back to it? So that could be a potential scenario if this double top actually comes to fruition. It won't come into fruition unless you're losing the low. So in this case, for the double top, it'd be like this: 1 top, 2 top. You need to close below this neckline. However, I'm going to put some fib targets as well, and you'd really actually need to close below the wick for it to happen. So first of all, I'll get you the fib targets, and that's only if this is the top. Right now, if we just break above this and we're closing above, I'm telling you this now, listen, if we're closing above $115 on the daily time frame, we should actually continue up to $150. However, if we're not breaking this high, and at the moment we have not broken this high, well, I'm going to show you, we're actually running into the 786 fib, and yes, that means we have broken through the golden pocket, because what should actually happen here, and please like this video and leave a comment if you appreciate my work, guys. I really did miss making videos for you guys, I can't lie, when I was in Turkey. But what should happen is a push, right, exhaust into the golden pocket and continue down. That's why I prepared you with this target. If we lost this low, I said, yeah, we're going to come down to here, back to this double bottom, and if that's lost, then you're going to come back to cycle support. If that's lost, then yeah, I know 100% we're making lower lows. I was wrong, and I'll just tell you the new low targets as we would, because we're unbiased on this channel. We don't care what happens. I'm just going to tell you what's on the chart, and people just don't want to believe what I'm telling them is on the chart. But hey ho, what I'm telling you now is that at the moment you've sort of created a reverse wave by breaking above this golden pocket, but you need to continuously hold it as support if you want to go up. Continue. Look where the 1618 is, as confluence, acting as confluence. You see, everything on this channel is data driven, and people think I'm talking out my bumhole. I've had this 150 support and resistance for God knows how long, months, from before this year. And then look, after this retracement, if we actually do break this high, it's the exact target, and I've had this resistance for over a year. So nothing I speak about on this channel is spoken out of my arse. I've learned this every day for, well, I've been doing this every day now for over 3.5 years, or 3.5 years now. It's absolutely ridiculous. People think I talk out my bum, and I do this every day. So if you don't like me, just still follow the channel, and you see over time you'll eventually come on our side, because that's what I've seen a lot of people do. They've been like, look, Louis, I actually was a hater once, but I stuck around over time even though I was hating. And yeah, eventually saw that you were always right. Not always right, but you know, more times than not, I'm right. Because I'm always prepared for both scenarios. I'm never unbiased. If it goes bullish, I'm going to tell you. If it goes bearish, I'm going to tell you. I'm not just sticking to one, bias. But anyway, we've created the reverse wave. We do have some sort of descending triangle here. So if you break down and we lose that neckline of the double bottom, you can see we're obviously going to try and come down to this technical target. But as long as we're actually above this golden pocket now, we've got the chances of going to the 1618. Now I'll give you the bearish scenario with the Fibonacci targets. So that was the upwards scenario. This is the bearish scenario. If this is the top, remember, just break that high 115 with a daily close, and this bearish scenario is invalidated, and that means we're going to go to 150 if we're breaking above 115 on the daily time frame, daily close above that. Now if we're closing a daily candle below 78, then expect the 1618 in and around $62, in and around $65, the previous double bottom neckline. As I explained why, because we never retested it. So that's why it's more likely for that to happen. But again, we're in this $83 to $150 range. I'm going to make this green now because it's actually support. So that's what we should expect it to be. Even if we come down again, we should only bounce. That's what we've seen here after we formed a daily bullish cross with the 55 and the 20 EMA. And all we're doing is running into the 200 now as resistance. I've seen this multiple times on Forex, because I started with Forex first 3 years ago, and that's how I got so good at crypto. I just found that it's more manipulated I found out that Forex and stocks is just more manipulated, and that crypto was the easiest charts to read, and you guys can clearly tell that every day by watching these videos. So if you appreciate everything I did for you today, please leave a like, please subscribe. I do have the education available to teach you all, and if you're interested, head over to my Twitter for that and leave a private message for me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Again, I have 2 slots for my mentorship, but if you just want the course, and both of them include my Discord chat where I put my buys and sells, so you can just follow along if you want. That's all there. So go over to my Twitter, Louis_crypto. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.